I just came back from a fantastic speaking event in Iran. Yeah, that's right, Iran. And the audience there was absolutely wonderful. I had a great experience. And I filmed a portion of it and wanted to kind of share things with you. But what's interesting is when I film an episode, I have an idea in my head what I want to share. But sometimes as I film it and then edit it, I realize there's something else worth sharing. And that's the case here, where really what I wanted to do was showcase the event. But there's a great example here of how things just don't go right and how you handle it. So with that, I'm going to start the episode and walk you through it and share some of the things that are going on. And I think you'll find it both, well, entertaining for sure, and hopefully a little inspirational when things go bad for you. So here's the episode. Good Marc TV morning. I am here in beautiful Tehran, Iran. That's right. So I want to start by showing you guys exactly where I'm going to be speaking. So I'm going to take you through the green room here. And this is where we relax. And here's one of my fellow speakers, Nicholas Boothman, best-selling author. He's on a little bit later. And I'm going to take you through here onto the stage. And okay, follow me. We're going to see if we can. There's already some people here who've gathered. The conference hasn't officially started yet, but you can see they're all starting to get in there. And a little bit later this afternoon, I'll be speaking with them. And we're just setting up over here. Got a couple of the other speakers here. So I'm the closing guy. I'm going to be speaking probably around 4 o'clock. And you can hear this background music going. And they're all waving. Look at that. So yesterday's presentation went over really well. So I got a whole bunch of new fans. So now here's the thing though, right? I woke up at 2:30 this morning. I haven't gotten over the jet lag yet. So I'm still absolutely exhausted. So there's a good chance that I'm gonna settle into one of these seats here, try to go to sleep before they call me up.
At least if someone does want to buy it.
All right, let's freeze this scene for a second here. Now, those two guys walking with me are actually, well, bodyguards in a matter of speaking. You see, it's really interesting. In Iran, they don't get a lot of Westerners coming over to share ideas and to motivate them and educate them and all this other stuff. So when it happens, they get really excited. Now, this is on the second day of my event. So I had already spoken once, hit it out of the park. The audience and I really, really connected. And the result of that is everybody wanted an autograph or a selfie or just to chat with me, shake my hand, whatever it was. It got to the point that I couldn't walk through the convention center without getting mobbed by people and not being able to get to where I was going. So they set me up with these two guys who would walk with me wherever I needed to go, whether it was outside to get some air or to get something to eat or wherever, to keep me moving and to keep me from getting mobbed through the place. So that was really kind of weird.
بچه‌ها توی دانشگاه امتحان امضا شده و از سرا بیرون داشتن صحبت می‌کردن.
All right, so I want to stop things right here for a minute. Now, you should know a lot of speakers, myself included, like to come out with music, and most speakers have their own specific song that they come out to, as do I. And well, you hope that they'll remember to play it, and if they do, that they get it right. So one of the other speakers, Nicholas Boothman, who you saw earlier in the video, he wears red shoes. That's his thing. No matter what kind of suit or clothes he's wearing red shoes. So he comes out to David Bowie's Let's Dance, where they mention red shoes. Now, I don't come out to that song. I come out to a different song. And to tell you the truth, I'm not a huge David Bowie fan at the best of times. So with that, I figured they knew they had both, and they got it right the first day. They played my song for me and his song for him. But on this day, on this specific time, when they announced me that I'm coming out, they played his song instead of mine, which kind of threw me. Now, the next thing that's going to happen is getting over the shock of not being my music. I run down the steps. This time it's dark, by the way. So yesterday it was all lit up. The whole room was bright. This time, for whatever reason, they decided to make the room dark and shine a spotlight on me, which in most cases is totally fine. The problem is I'm running down in the dark with this bright spotlight on me, and I lose my lavalier microphone and the transmitter. For some reason, the transmitter, which was clipped to my belt, popped off, and with that, the microphone came off, and I'm running down and I can't find it. So I turn around to look for it, and it's dark, so I can't find it. And of course, the music's still going, not my music, but the music's still going, and people are clapping, and everyone, I think, is starting to get a little confused. The energy isn't being kept up, so I'm having to kind of work with this. And then when I get on the stage, for some reason my laptop shut off, and the opening slide for my presentation wasn't there. So I had to work really hard to kind of keep it together and also to try to get the audience engaged. So you're about to see how all that turns out. That's not my music.
بدبخت‌ها یه دونه از این کارا رو بکنیم ممنوعیم. عرض دفع.
So as it turns out, I was able to get the energy up and everyone had a good time. I made a few jokes and the presentation went really well. And at the end, myself and all the other speakers, we came up on stage together and got a standing ovation. It was absolutely amazing. But I want you to know that, most speakers, when they hit the stage, everything is planned out. But a great presentation is not just dependent on the speakers, it's dependent on the AV people. It's dependent on the lighting guy. It's dependent on all the technical issues that have to work, PowerPoint, computers, everything else. And of course, the audience. If the audience isn't into it or doesn't like the speaker for whatever reason, things just aren't going to go well. So next time you have to do a presentation, my advice to you is, first off, minimize the technical issues, all right? If you can do this without a PowerPoint, great. If you can make your presentation clean and simple and not have to worry about microphones and lights and everything else, the less you have to worry about, the more relaxed you'll be when you make your presentation. And I guess the second thing is to keep your presentation simple. A lot of people try to complicate it. They put in too much content, too many jokes, too many points, whatever it is. Just keep it nice and simple and relaxed. And don't try to really shout at the audience or talk at them. Talk to them. View it as a conversation. It just happens to be you and, well, perhaps dozens or even hundreds of other people. In this case, there were 700 people in this audience. And you know what? To me, when I was on stage, I was talking to each one individually. It's really just a state of mind. So hopefully, for your next presentation, wherever it may be and whatever it's about, you'll be a lot more relaxed than I was, and it'll go a lot smoother than it did for me. So if you have any questions or comments, post them down below. I'll answer back. And if you want to follow Marc TV or me on YouTube, just click the link in the description above or below. And until next time, as always, I'm Marc Gordon, and you've been watching Marc TV.